weak clear and stuff. It's just, I don't know, if we think about all the target or the heroes that we've been seeing lately, like these Razors and stuff like that, or just that Weaver, a lot of single target heavy damage stuff that suffers quite a bit against CK.
And this is why you get paid the big bucks to be the analyst, and I just talk really fast. Definitely with that insight pointed out there.
Those esports monies, guys. I have bad news. I've been being paid in Ethereum the past couple weeks. So, yeah, there goes 75% of my earnings. You know, that's the only way, guys. Made-up currency is the only way to get paid in esports.
The way of the future.
Yeah. My 4-story dream house has now gone down to a shed. So,
I mean, you can still get a 4-story dream house, but it's going to be a Barbie dream house, unfortunately.
Good call, though. I mean, at least then...
I mean, you still, some of your dreams, like it's a partial, you know, kind of negotiation thing there, but definitely. Okay, so there's the Kunkka ban. We don't want to see any more Kunkkas. Giant boat being thrown into a dream coil with a witch doctor combo on there would be pretty nasty for the side of Empire. But there's the Sven pickup.
All right, we're in. So, that was our other ban instead of the Kunkka, right? The idea of just banning out the Sven because the way Empire's been doing that whole AA plus Sven. Now, I don't think AA fits that well, honestly, just because you have the Witch Doctor. I mean, you could do it if you wanted to be, like, super farmed AA, which would be pretty fun, but it's probably just going to be, like, some very nice roamer who will partner up well with the initiation from the Stormhammer. I think Sand King could actually be pretty strong for Empire, and then that way they have the pick of, that could either be their offlane hero or it could be their position 4. When you have good setup in 2 lanes, it really helps the poverty level Sand King do well.
What do you think about the Earth Spirit pickup again for Team Empire?
I think that's also fine. It'll depend on who Gambit goes for. One nice thing about Earth Spirit is he's that really long range of canceling something like Fiend's Grip. You know, he just sends this boulder way out there, and it's a little slow, but at least it can get there. Same thing with the Silence. 2 different options to maybe stop Bane from doing his shenanigans. But you have to find those heroes who you can pick on. So if it's a more survivable mid-hero, Earth Spirit could struggle a bit. Ursa.
Now, I'm a little concerned with what they have so far. Is he just going to get kited left and right, though? Because you've got, you know, pretty good, you know, Docs coming out from the Witch Doctor with that cask. Puck being able to throw out the Dream Coil. Obviously, Sven has to get right up and personal in his face, but what are your thoughts on this?
There's a chance. I mean, Ursa always has that problem. He certainly needs, like, very hard stunners to help him out. Io's going to give him that move speed to help him avoid the kiting and whatnot, but they are probably going to need some other core heroes with some pretty solid stuns. I don't think you can get away with like an Omni Knight +1 or something like that, but kiting, it's going to be nature's prophet with the sprouts. Hold back the bear.
It's going to provide them with a little bit of split push as well if they don't want to take some really big fights. But at the same time, Prophet got to be really, really careful. You've got an Io who's going to be able to do relocate ganks using this Ursa. And if they have anyone else that's going to be able to scout out ahead of times too, it's going to make it a little bit difficult for Nature's Prophet.
I like that Doom game they played the other day where they ran that Nature's Prophet Doom dual offlane that we were casting. And it was just disgusting. Like... Empire, that game was just over. They just kept dooming that Terrorblade over and over, and there were no Sunders, and there was nothing that Lost the Gem Boys could do. I would be A-okay with that in this game. I think it'll probably get banned out by Gambit. Maybe there's some other strong dual offlaner that they want to consider. Again, I do think the Sand King is also still an okay option if they like that, but I'd be a pretty big Doom fan.
Well, they pick up the TA over on the side of Gambit Esports here. Nice mid-game kind of, I don't want to say control, but tempo control, I guess, a little bit, being able to be very dangerous early on, although I'm a little concerned. I don't believe Puck fares super, or sorry, I don't believe Templar Assassin fares very well against Puck in lane, so I'm not sure how much babysitting we're going to be seeing coming out from the side of Gambit here for this.
It definitely used to be like this super TA favored lane, and then now with the way that Puck got buffed up with all the damage and stuff, it was more even. But I think with like Puck losing that additional armor again, it's probably a little TA favorite, I would say, as long as there's no heavy rotations, which currently they're not really showing any. So I'd be feeling okay if I was Gambit picking the Templar Assassin. You'll often see teams with the Puck just ban it. Just like it's so easy to work with your refraction around the Puck orbs and stuff that the right clicks can be dangerous, but for the most part, TAs fare relatively well, and that is an excellent choice on the Chappie Meepo ban. I hadn't even been considering the potential of the support Sven, but that is something we've seen plenty of times from Empire. And that opens up that Meepo or that Arc Warden in those moments where you just go, oh, God damn it. I hate these guys. Why do they do this to us?
I'm a little disappointed we're not going to be seeing Chappie Meepo. I've been waiting, sitting here, and you hype it up every single game we have with Empire, but unfortunately everyone else knows about Chappie Meepo. Doom picked up, though, on the side of Gambit, so...
They stole it. They stole the Doom. How dare they? I would be so miffed if I was Empire. I think they wanted that.
I mean, they're definitely not picking up something like super, super fast, so maybe they're reconsidering their options now.
Oh, that's too funny. All right, nicely done.
So what do we see now for Empire?
How good is Sven this game? I want to think. Like, is he worth coring? That's like, I think, the big question for Team Empire. Like, how much work is his actual right click's going to do? Do we have enough time for him to farm up? What lanes can we impact with a roamer? God, I wish I understood Arc Warden better. I guess you can't really relocate onto the clone, but you can also gank him in his own, like, jungle if he's, like, farming inside the neutral camps while his clone is pushing the waves and stuff. So you would think that Io was pretty good up against the Arc Warden, but again, we haven't seen it enough in professional games to see if it actually works out to be that great of a counter, even though in theory it sounds great, and I'm sure it's fine in pubs, but... Give me an Arc Warden sometime this series, Empire, please.
Yeah, he's such a weird hero, definitely, trying to figure out exactly where he fits. They go for a Razor pickup, though, instead, so... What are we seeing here? Okay, looks like Chappie's going to be playing the Razor. We've got the puck
mid. It's our support Sven Dream.
All right. That's a lot of stun coming out here. That's pretty scary on the side of Empire. You've got a little bit of lockdown here over on the side of Gambit. You've got, of course, the slow with IO Tether. You've got Nightmare and the Fiend's Grip. Slow coming out from the Ursa. Such like that. But the real hard disable is definitely coming out more on the favor of side of Team Empire here. So I'm very interested to see how this is all going to go. What do you think? Whose draft are you really loving here, Trent?
I'm not sure. The initiation from Team Empire is pretty weak. It's basically just Roger on the Sven. So that is one thing that kind of concerns me. There's like some follow from Aposhka, and then I mean FN's gonna be there with the puck and everything, but Dream Coil can only do so much with the silence and stuff like that. There's no like secondary stun really. It has to be like this kind of perfect timing from the Sven, and he's probably gonna be poor. He'll probably build that drums first, and his blink comes really late. But I do really like the Razor up against the Ursa and the Templar Assassins. So there's I think, like last game, Gambit have a draft that can win. There is a very clear plan for them. It's, controlling Roche in the early game, getting themselves this big advantage, using early game relocates and the Blink Dagger on the Ursa to just build up an advantage to the point where they can invade the Radiant jungle, get vision down, deny out the ancient camps, and then there's like difficult farming there for Chappie here and Ghostic as well. They can both kind of abuse ancients. We saw how much Gambit was just running around with Razor last game, constantly ulting every single camp. So, but overall, I favor Empire. It's just I can see how Gambit would do it. It's just after last game, it's pretty tough to give them that faith.
I mean, at the end of the day, there's a reason that Team Empire is going to the International, but definitely Gambit putting up a really strong fight against it. They've got some really solid drafts that are coming out. I think just a little bit more finesse on the side of Empire.
I also really like support Sven.
I actually have not... I don't think I've ever played support Sven. I've played a lot of other heroes that aren't supposed to be played as supports. I've actually been forced to play support Tinker before. Do not recommend it, by the way. It is absolutely not great. Unless it's just partially, me doing it. But that's what happens when you random it and there are no other supports on your team. You do what you gotta do.
Yeah. But, if you guys want to try support Sven, I don't recommend the drums first. Unless you're, really good, but it's just so hard to get the farm to get the drums into the blink. Obviously, pro players are pretty good at it. There's some allocation. The team understands who's getting the farm and how important the blink dagger is, so they give it to them, or someone's making stacks for you, or they leave you certain camps. In the pub, that's not going to happen to you. Just get yourself a windlace, maybe like a bracer, and then head towards your blink dagger. Try and be useful. But
as a support, that's what you're always trying to do anyways, is just be useful.
When I play support, I feel like it's all about the motivation, in a pub. 90% of your role as position 5 when you're playing in your pub is the attitude. You got to keep the team happy, a little bit of leadership in terms of what to do, but for the most part, just try and keep them all from, killing each other. Don't make more enemies than you already have. It's supposed to be 5v5. Try and keep it that way. Hopefully you can tilt some people on the enemy team if you do your job really well. Turn into like a 7v3 or something like that. Someone starts feeding down mid, GG. It's great.
Just put the question mark up. Question mark, do a taunt constantly, and try to tilt the mid laner is generally what I try to do in my pubs whenever possible. But
now you gotta do something like, how do you send this void down here with no ward? You just all chat that. You know, create this tension in between the support and his offlaner. Or, you know, the mid comes, it's like, lol, you guys didn't even give him tangos, question mark. Yeah, you want to be like friends with the enemy players, but only one of them. And then you want to make the rest of them hate him. Create the rift, guys. This is the next level of gaming.
Trent is the cancer that is in your pubs, trying to tilt the other side of the team here. But it looks like we're all set. Everybody's moving to respective lanes. Do have an early smoke coming out here from the side of Dire, just to be able to place down some wards.
Some wows.
Wow.
Wards and wows. Guys, look at this hacker FN. 685 gold. The value. He is rich.
I mean, he is a fairy dragon. Don't they have, like, troves of treasure just, you know, hidden away places?
I think so. Pulling something out of the pocket here.
Definitely.
Bignum, it's going to give himself the bounty rune, so going to have the easy life, it looks like. And probably just going to be playing in the mid lane. What Bane's going to do? Probably just camp top and do the normal stuff. Yeah. And Maposhka going aggro with our Nature's Prophet. This would be kind of cool.
I mean, that's something that we talked about with Empire in the past. Oh, here comes the taunts. There we go. It's really nice with the chat wheel sound as well. But, I mean, Empire, they're known for being very, very aggressive, trying to shut down lanes whenever they can early on. And, you know, GAMBIT did a great job in game number 1, being able to, like, make it out of the laning phase without being, you know, slaughtered completely. But it looks like they've changed their idea here over on the side of Empire, and they're going to try to get super early aggressive. And as I say that, you know, they're running over to mid, going to be able to place a ward, stand on the high ground. Does Bane always want to fly? Is going to find them immediately.
They put the sentry down, and it's like, well, let's just go deal with this. Oh, they're leaving it for their mid. Those guys are so nice. What swell dudes.
Good start over here for FN. As if he really needed any help, though, to be quite honest.
Yeah, seriously.
Alright, so Io, our little Io saving up for that bottle, getting real close to it already. Looks like TA's called out the courier to her. This is a very scary lane right now for this Ursa bear. Like, look at him. He's forced back all the way to his tower. He knows that he doesn't have his Bane yet. He knows he doesn't have his Io. And what's Io really going to do?
Do anything.
Io can't do anything to help him out right now, unfortunately, because he's saving up for this bottle. And look at Roger here. He's just throwing his weight around.
The Ghost is just going to run at Ursa nonstop, just over and over and over. Like, single target hero, can't deal with the treants. Even with Fury Swipes, it's not the easiest thing in the world. You know, it takes a lot of time and effort to handle them. He has no poor man shield yet because he can't get the side shot. He has no boots because it's just really early on. And this one, Ghosty just wants to be just nonstop bullying.
Well, it looks like they're doing a great job over here, being able to just, you know, we talk about those little treants too, being able to put out a lot of damage early. Yeah, definitely not a great lane here for Gambit. They're going to have some difficulties here.
As well as down bottom, Chappie is doing what you'd expect and dominating the lane. Last time they kind of ditched the Razor, didn't give him a chance to really make good use of all his talents and skills. And this time it's much better. You know, he's got 2 heroes who are trying to annoy him. He already has 4 denies along with his 5 last hits, so they're forced to send down Always Want to Fly. And top lane is just donezo.
What's happening here with FN just diving behind this tower here? Kuman wants to put as much damage out onto him as possible. He should be able to get out, though. Does try to go for a dodge. He's got a solve. But, yeah, we did see FN just kind of hanging out in between the Dyers 1 and 2 towers here in mid, so feeling pretty good, living dangerously. Regen rune available over here on the bottom side, and already seeing a lot of strength there. Damage rather taken away from Cheshire Cat and being returned back over onto Always Want to Fly.
I actually think, despite the crazy amount of pressure in the top lane, Gambit are playing this pretty damn well, especially Ursa. He's getting sent into the jungle. He's understanding when the Witch Doctor is moving. A lot of that coming from just the good vision that's also laid down by the supports like Bane. Smoke to place this ward so it went unspotted. And he's been doing a great job of moving into the jungle when he senses the aggression, coming back into the lane. And yeah, it sucks and it's disappointing when you're playing the Ursa, but at least you're not feeding.
That's true. At the end of the day, it's all about, you know... Well, it's about towers, honestly, because it is an objective-based game, but also, you know, just trying really hard not to feed, not to give a really big advantage over onto your enemy team, and he's doing, like you said, a great job with it.
Roger TP's down bottom, immediately salves Chappie. And they're trying to make a play on the Cheshire Cat. He's got the 1 armor, the sad life of Doom. Not a fun game for him up against a Sven, as well as a Razor and a Nature's Prophet. There's actually a ton of physical damage
went
in this
no boots.
game.
Kuman's struggling pretty hard against.
What I need to do in this matchup? Oh, I have a salve. I'll just tank a bunch of tower shots. Who cares? And he even sent out his bottle too. So because they're not willing to commit the supports into the mid lane, he's just able to build insanely greedy.
Oh, there's a stun bottom.
The rune from Bignum.
Oof. Double damage room
so
now, up
huge.
and running over on Puck. I think FN might try to go for something here. There is an IO standing nearby, going to be able to heal up Kuman. There's a little bit more breathing room and some... Oh, wow, that courier. Oof. That could have been
TA didn't have the DC.
disastrous. And especially good for the TA.
Alright, well, they come back mid with the supports. They're smoked up here. The range to support Sven.
Ooh, Chappie. He's going to try to steal as much damage as he can from Cheshire Cat. Body blocks coming out though from Always Want to Fly. They need maybe 1 or 2 more hits. Oh, that's a beautiful fairy fire. They turn themselves back around. Is he going to be able to get the kill? And actually, Ghost Stick going to be able to get the kill over onto this poor little Bane. Nice rotation coming out.
Yeah,
that was
TA's
close.
forced to go do her own stacks here. Oh, she's just going to stack this camp actually once more. Unfortunately, no one can even do her ancients for her. But she'll make quite a bit of money off this one. Triple stacked hard camp.
Yeah, it's a tough life here. Already she's had to kind of walk away from this mid lane. Definitely dominated by FN currently. You do have a little bit of a rotation that came out earlier from Always Want to Fly, but unfortunately wasn't able to do too much with it. Now we've got a full bottle up and running again on Puck. A little bit of movement going on top here. Looks like Roger, he finds Bignum, immediately jumping forward. They're going to be able to throw out a stun. Oh, they tethered up! Oh no! Looks like Bignum's going to get taken down. Maposhka going to be able to clean up. And
that was a cool sprout by Ghost Stick to try and push him away to make sure he didn't have the tether range to Ursa, but he's just barely able to get it.
Dreamclaw gets used over here in mid. Bane immediately going to go throw out the Nightmare. Puck taking a little dreaming time, immediately followed up by an IO. Overcharged, giving some heals out. Still very aggressive over here, but
look at this
like
rune control too. Just ensuring that Bignum's not going to get that. And again, it's denied from this IO. Hasn't gotten any of these runes. FN just keeps taking them.
That's a sad life when you're an IO. Not being able to get any of these runes and constantly having to go back home to fill up your bottle.
Or like get a bounty rune or something, which just, it's not really the dream.
All eyes on this mid lane right now. Seems to be the most aggressive, although we did see, you know, the kill there on bottom. A little bit of a dive coming out here. It looks like Ursa is going to be able to go ahead. Oh, they jump. They go in. Roger's following up. Immediately the war cry. This little bear trying to hide himself into the woods.
Tree.
They need some sort of a stun, and they're not going to have it. He's going to be able to escape. But this could probably going to be Tara. Oh. Mid lane. Oh, FN, he tries to dodge it out. He tries to do everything, but in the end, just the right clicks coming out from Kuman will be able to send that little fairy dragon back to well.
Looks like he must have orbed aggressively or something and then just immediately jumped on, so good capitalization there from Kuman.
During all this, though, we do see that the top tower taken down in favor of the side of Empire. And Chappie, he goes ahead. He pops his ultimate down here. Looks like he's just going to... Oh, what's happening over here? Looks like Bane has found himself a Witch Doctor. He's taking a nice little nap. The rotation coming out here still should be able to get the kill. IO actually going to be able to finish up. Nice stuns coming out, though. Razor, he's now stuck in kind of no man's land and a little bit of trouble. Chasing after IO. Just needs maybe one more hit. Immediately, the stun coming out here from Roger. Still trying to get some chase. Immediately, Ghost Stick teleports himself in. There's the trees, and that's the end of Cheshire Cat.
This gank was not a triumph. Witch Doctor for a Doom. I don't think that's favorable here for Gambit.
Nice rotations coming in from Ghost Stick and Roger, though, during all of that. Because it looked a little scary for Chappie there for a minute.
And we're discussing about how like they often go the drums first on the support Sven, but when you have the Witch or the Nature's Prophet as well, maybe that'll be enough for Roger not to have to. Again, he's just on the rune, so they'll know it's top, whatever it is. Yeah,
there's like no mana left over on this Bane. He's definitely dead here. They throw out the Sprout and just to keep him in a little cage so he can't move around as much. No wiggling, Bane.
Bignum finally gets his rune.
Feels good, right? Finally get that rune. It's a haste rune too, so you can be a speedy little companion cube.
Sadly, I don't know if they'll be able to do much with it. Prophet returns top.
It's a poor Bane. Oof.
Tower is gone as well too, so Prophet can play pretty free up here, even with the Ursa around. He just knows that relocate isn't an option yet. TPs, they're not going to be able to get there too fast, so as long as he spotted TA mid relatively recently, he understands he can be fairly aggressive up here. And the other big thing is they don't have a lot of TP cancels. Without Bane, you know, or Doom, of course, who's been showing in the bottom lane the entire time, I don't even think he'd get bursted down fast enough. Like, he's willing to go in here very aggressively. They need, like, a full battery of the spirits as well as just full damage.
Oh, is he going to be able to get out? I think Ghostic, yeah, he's just going to barely manage to get out.
Yeah. I think Bignum not able to get the balls in the right spot. Also, you know, the Sprout makes it a little bit tough just because, like, I don't know, the way that he moved a bit.
Oh, it's not Tia. It's actually the Bane he got taken down here in mid. Nice rotation coming out here from Moposhka. And Ghostic, he throws out the taunt. Was able to evade death in the top lane, and now we'll be able to use his little coral treants.
Yeah, he even stole that kill with Wrath of Nature.
Oh, Moposhka's in trouble. They'll be able to go ahead, clean up here. Kuman coming forward. He throws out the slow. Ghostic, he throws out the trees. They'll be able to just get that angle, and he's going to get taken down. The Doom comes out over onto Puck. This is a very dead fairy dragon. Nice engagement coming out here for the side of Gambit.
That's huge. This is like that time of the game where they need to do shit. And that's a lot of shit they just did. 544 gold on the TA. She threw out 1,400 damage as well. That fight, damn girl. Slapping it around, like finally. You know, all you need's a Blightstone. Now she's a DD. Like, let's go again. Where's my relocate? Io, kill some creeps. Get some experience. Stand near this ancient stack.
Slapping it around, praising Trent,
Get some momentum. No, it's great.
Is that the first Doom that we've seen this game, too?
I would assume so. I don't think they're any down bottom.
I don't think they've used it yet. Well, that's a good target. Definitely Doom, for the longest time, considered the real hard counter to the Puck. Living up to his name here. Double damage over here on TA. She's working on her Deso for her next item. Still quite a ways away from it.
She is rich, though. I mean,
she is.
Unfortunately, not be able to use Blink and DD at the same time, but if there's any support you want to be against the TA, it's probably this Sven. You know, relatively survivable with a Warcry. It might be enough to wiggle yourself away from these engagements. But Bignum's going to try and help get the kill. The phase initiation. Run, Sven!
Oh, this is an angry bear. Stormhammer gets thrown out. Immediately followed up, though. Io will be able to draw tether. Oh, look at Moposhka. He was just waiting. He's like, yeah, let's bring it over into mid. We do see that we have lost our Puck, but the rotation coming in, that Blink just doing a lot. Oh, Sven, he gets the Stormhammer off it just in the nick of time here. It's a lot of damage being thrown off. He's going to try to maybe get the denial on the crease, but they're not looking at him. And still he gets it. How did he get that? What? It is a disaster. It's a gige. Oh my goodness. I didn't think he was... I thought that they were all focused on Ghostic pretty hard there. Look at Ghostic. He's furious.
Yeah.
Furious Furion. Just like, I can't believe you did this to me, creeps. Neutrals.
You guys deserve death. Traitors.
I can't believe he got that. I didn't think he was going to. Holy shnikes. Bane kind of on the wrong side of the tracks here. He is all smoked up, though. Does spot out by Chappie. Immediately relocate gang coming in here with this Ursa Bear. Fiend's Grip is just going to hold him into place, and easy peasy mac and cheesy.
You know, oftentimes you might think, like, oh, I'm safe, right? The TA's dead and everything, but they just have two fantastic heroes in terms of that immediate burst potential. Can be maybe a rare feature of an IO draft. And now Moposhka up here trying to get a little bit greedy on this creep wave.
Oh, this Ursa Bear. He wants it. He's chasing after this immediate Shock. Fury swipes, and no more Witch Doctor. So this IO Ursa combo definitely paying off for the side of Gambit here with the nice gank, the speed boost coming up, and the overcharge as well. Just making it pretty easy to get pickoffs.
You know, the more I think about it, the worse I feel for that Golem. You know, all he was trying to do was help these guys that, like, live on his side of the map. You know, he probably thought he was doing a good thing, right? Like, they're all punching this dude, and he's like, oh, let me get him. Like, I'll help guys.
Oh boy, Doom's in a little bit of a pickle here. Cheshire Cat trying to run himself out. This is Race Car Razor, though. Chappie, he's going to be able to chase after. Nice Sprout coming out from Ghostic. TA is now forward, and during all of this, we see the Ursa Bear actually get a kill onto the Sven. Chappie now in a lot of trouble. Nice donks coming out from Moposhka here, trying to get himself into the right position. Should be able to take down the bear. And now Kuman. Oh, that Dream Coil coming out, though. Looks like Chappie just barely going to be able to walk himself away from that. And that started off as just a gank on Doom, ends up taking down 2 cores on the side of Gambit. Oof.
Moposhka with the saves. Cask is just an amazing spell. It's much like Shackle. It certainly has some RNG factors to it, but for the most part, it just comes from those skilled players that really know what they're doing, waiting for that perfect opportunity, and that was certainly a good example of it there. As Puck tanks a bit of harass here from Cheshire Cat.
Well, I mean, it's also pretty ridiculous when you consider the fact that, you know, they had that nice fight. There were a lot of people there, and we didn't even see the Witch Doctor go for an ultimate during all of that. He just patiently sat by, was able to throw out, you know, the cask, follow up with his, what is it? It's Maledict, right? Yeah. I always get that confused with Malefice.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah. Very similar in name, but, and just,
I think,
you know, definitely
that
blinked
kill
down.
actually got him 6 too, so he was, like, kind of hurting this game.
Oh, Bane. There goes Always Wanna Fly. Wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately. So, I feel like there were so many more kills in this game than what are actually showing right now, even though it's 18 kills in a 14-minute game.
Yeah, we've had some TP outs as well, like just some pretty nice escapes from everyone. Alright, we're gonna have 3 bongos this game, so this is a very loud game to be in, I would think, with the drums now finished up on the Doom. Sven is indeed still gonna go for them, not gonna go right for the blink or anything like that. And Ghost 6 already popped off 2 of his own charges so far. Are there more instruments?
I mean, let's see this.
Something must look like an instrument. Like, surely you could probably, like, play something like an instrument, you know? Like, maybe some spoons, like a couple Oblivion staffs together. That could be an instrument.
I'm gonna start a jug band. Bottle can be used.
Oh, nice. That's good. An empty bottle.
Yeah,
like
old-fashioned jug band. There's the enemy shrine coming out from Light of Heaven.
Dude, I told you, it's Light of Heaven.
Mount mentioned that yesterday, too. We started laughing. But how do you tell Light of Heaven, like, anything? You know, you don't boss around Light of Heaven. He is Light of Heaven. No. It's just funny each time. There's the second ping coming out. Are they going to go for a smoke here? Maposhka, he comes bottom. Yep, there's the smoke immediately. I don't think, that ward not going to be able to scout it out. They're looking. They know that TA's there.
Oh, yeah, the scan and everything.
Kuman,
give it to her.
Kuman, do you know? There's going to be the immediate illusory orb coming forward here. They have the dust. Donk actually going to connect, but it's pretty far out. I'm not sure they want to dive that. It looks like they're just going to play it real safe. Bane down here now. Always Want to Fly, hiding out in the trees. Realizes he might be a little bit closer to death than he really wants to be, so he's going to take his time hiding. I would like to see some sort of a flute or a lute in the game of Dota. I feel like that is appropriate.
Yeah. Maybe a harp? A harp would fit.
Harp, yeah. Maposhka. Bottom lane. There goes Maposhka.
I mean, there's lots of musical cosmetics. We have all kinds of those. We got like guitars and lutes and flutes and banjos.
Who has a guitar?
People. Isn't Storm Spirit's thing? Okay, it's like a mandolin or something.
Oh, okay.
It's basically a lute or something.
So many hats in this game. It's hard to keep track. The jump over onto Kuman immediately. Oh, the trees hiding Bane immediately gives him away. Look at all these. He's trying his best, but the Stormhammer will come out. They do a relocate gank. I don't know if they want to be here, though. This does not look like a fight they want. Immediately trying to TP himself out. TA has already just run out herself. Oh. Io actually dies during all of that. That was not the relocate, unfortunately. But Cheshire Cat getting closer and closer to this Blink Dagger over here on mid. Looks like Empire, though. Eyes on the prize. Efficiency Dota going for this tower.
Well, that was a little bit of a gift, I would say, from Gambit. You know, the Bane was... that death was tanking the gank, but then the relocate in stuff was just some sort of a miscommunication. But at this point, they have the Blink. They have the Deso. 1 kill, Roche. We're back in it. So let's look for our next relocate play. It's going to be a full minute away. But Gambit are certainly still in a decent spot here.
I mean, they're lucky they only really lost the Io and the Bane during all of that, because that could have gone a lot worse with the cores over here. Yeah. Smoke actually going to get broken. I'm not sure if Kuman's not interested in going into the smoke play. They do have Doom up and running right now. They don't have that Blink Dagger on him just yet, but Blink Dagger up and running on Ursa. And...
oh, that halberd is going to be so good on Razor. Excellent game for it.
Oh, man. Ghostic's standing nearby. He's setting these trees. No? Yes? Okay, yeah. He's going to send one over. They're going to know that they're rushing here. Immediately devoured by the Doom. All right. Regen rune available outside the pit. Immediately, Chappie, he starts up with the plasma field, turns back around. He's got the... Oh, there's the Stormhammer. That's the dream. The God Strength comes out. There's going to be the Doom coming out, though, over onto the Razor here. And he's just not able to finish up right now. Oh, Razor's going to get taken down. A little bit more damage. Puck actually going to be able to clean up over onto this Ursa Bear. And this TA, she's just dishing out damage. Always want to fly, gets the Fiend Script off over onto the Puck. Mighty Meld Strike coming in. And that'll be an easy cleanup here. Relo actually coming in here from the IO, maybe just a little bit off, but those spirits still help out, and they're able to clean up. And, you know, they don't have their Ursa, but they got a Deso on TA, so let's get back in that pit, and let's do what we got to do here.
That Doom raises a perfect target for it, as well as always want to fly, just counting out all the stuns, making sure there was nothing left before he went to the Demon Spirit. Obviously, this guy has played Bane. What's one of his most played heroes of all time. It's one of the first ones I can remember him ever even playing. So already, there's not too many really, right? It's like he only needs to worry about Puck, Sven, and Witch Doctor. And Witch Doctor and Sven's are both very telegraphed. So once he's grabbing the Puck, he knows there's not too much left in the pool of Radiant spells to try and stop him. I wonder how many games he's played on this hero. I need to check this. Let's see. Yeah, I'll always want to fly.
I mean, he's been around for quite a while, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, forever. He's an ancient one. I don't know if he has the same account. Yeah, it looks like the same account. He's played 98 games of Bane. Yeah, that sounds about right. 63.27% win rate. Respectable.
Well, I mean, that's only on the accounts that...
games at AA. Damn.
The only accounts that we know about, too. He could have, you know, other alternate accounts where he practices. Doesn't really
these are just esports games, so... I mean, I didn't even know how many he's played at pubs. My God, I'm sure he's played a... I mean, that's the real chest. Let's see here. Most played pub hero, Shadow Fiend. Typical high MMR play. Look at this. Shadow Fiend, Storm Spirit, Tinker. What a legend. Of course, none of his stuff is updated, though, actually, so...
Tinker spammers.
He's a hider now.
Oh, Maposhka. He is just spotted out over by this trap. 2 hits, and Kuman will just delete him from the game here. And also take the creeps he was trying to farm up as well. So, add insult to injury here. This is a pretty big TA. She's got the Aegis. She just finished up her Dragonlance here now, too.
Yeah, Hurricane Bike's huge for her up against the Nature's Prophet, too.
And that's going to be bottom tier 1. First tier 1 taken to the side of the Dire here. Better late than never.
Game feels really good for them right now. They just need to keep this edge, try and get as much as they can out of this Aegis, and then secure the Cheese Roche. And honestly, the high ground defense of the Radiant isn't amazing. You know, it's not one of these teams that you look at and you go, oh my God, how are they ever going to go high ground? It's not terrible, but it's like Dream Coil into follow-up spells and everything like that. There's no ridiculous hero to be worried about. There's no Earthshaker or something like that.
They turn this into a tier 2 and they're pushing tier 3. They know they've got the relocate if necessary.
Always Want to Fly is going to try and cancel TPs and stuff, and much like Cheshire Cat too, who sponsored FN.
TP comes out here for the Ursa Bear, so I guess they're going to just back off.
Yeah, almost blinked up and down him TPing, but...
Look at this army, this legion of little trees. Oh my goodness. Ursa's more than happy to clean that up.
Just stupid. Actually insane. Who would ever take 20 in? 4 Treants! So many Treants!
Relocate gang coming in over here onto the side. They see the stun. They jump forward immediately. There's the Hurricane Pike completed. Stun comes out, but it doesn't matter. And we get a courier doing all that? Dire courier actually taken down. Where did that happen?
Treants killed it.
Oh, snap. Value Treants. Was it this little guy over here? This little guy who's just scooty booting his way out?
Maybe it must have been Nature's Prophet. He probably just TP'd out, actually. I'm sure.
Maybe.
Surely it must be the situation.
I don't know. I was excited for the Treant to have his day to shine, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
highly undervalued, sacrificed very often. The jump forward immediately over onto the Doom. He pops the Scorched Earth. They're going to throw out the Illusory Orb. Winning Rift coming in as well. Dream Coil. Oh, they just need a little bit more damage, but immediately Always Want to Fly. The Silence comes out, though, from Nature's Prophet. There's going to be a couple donks thrown out as well from this Witch Doctor. Doom comes out over onto this Puck. Io Tether coming in, trying to slow him down as well. The Disarm over onto Kuman here. This is going to be a very dead Puck with a mighty Meld Strike. Chappie running himself out here. There's a forcing forward. We'll miss a couple times over here onto the side because of that Halberd, but immediately there's Infernal Blade coming in. Nice big stun coming out from the Sven as well. Donks coming out, but we still lose the Razor in the meanwhile.
This fight was so well played by Gambit. Ghostic, the biggest mistake I think that fight, the fact that he missed that Sprout on the Doom, that could have just like won that whole fight if he dies right away. Instead, Vignum just picks up the Doom, starts healing him up, and relocates him right into the fight for the Doom. Just fantastic stuff from Gambit, really capitalizing on that, despite the fact Cheshire Cat being so low on HP, knowing that Io could just help you out. Turn this into 2 more towers for them. This is all with that capitalization of the Aegis. and maybe a bit of a risky maneuver from Empire to try and pressure it and find themselves a free pick up against an Aegis lineup.
Looks like they're going to rotate and try to take the tier 2 top as well right now. This is great. I'm really, excited for Gambit. I love a good underdog story here.
Yeah.
Was hoping that they'd at least be able to get one game off of the TI hopefuls, but
that's exactly what we said about during the draft, right, too? Where we try and get this Aegis, you take out all their towers, you deny out all this farm in here, start keeping an eye on all these camps, and try and finish this game out before Ghostic can get into these super obnoxious pushing strats, which he's already starting to do over here.
Casual Prophet just hanging out over on the side. We'll be able to take some of their Ancients. That Orchid, too, was pretty big over onto that Bane in the middle of the Fiend's grip. They're grouped up, though. They will go for smoke right under the ward. Oh, no. Remember, kids, de-ward before you go for smokes.
Yeah, everyone's getting burnt this series.
I don't know,
That is a pretty unusual ward, though.
This Nature's Prophet, I think, spotted out Kuman over here on the side. The Treant, especially, will be able to take that down, but she's got to realize there's impending doom maybe headed her way. During all this, Always Want to Fly going to be able to grab the bounty room. Double damage gets picked up over onto the Razor. They look like they just want to go for this tower.
If you saw Bane, he just pinged the rune. He said this rune isn't here, and it's only been like 15 seconds the time he saw it, so they then perfectly drew this line. Even though they were all smoked, they knew exactly where they were, just because of that one little detail.
The value of a very map-aware support definitely paying off here, but they will have to let this tier 2 fall. Double damage on this Razor. He's just becoming all particles. He is the new IO. Always Want to Fly, though. Always Want to Fly. He just takes the wrong turn. Dawn comes out, immediately followed up. Nice Stormhammer coming in. God Strength gets popped. Roger, he's just getting chipped down, though, by this Ursa Bear. This is not looking really great right now for the side of Empire. Bear just running forward. BKB gets popped as well. Over onto this TA. She's just doing so much damage. Doom actually will be able to help clean up. Relocate coming in from the IO. Or no, that's just where he came from originally here. It looks like Puck's just going to run out. So very nicely done from the side of Gambit.
Yep, Always Want to Fly. I'm sure he knew.
That was probably going to be a suicide mission. Just wants to cut them off, give information, slow them down. He tried to go for a Nightmare 1, ult the other, but was not able to find the ulti before being exploded.
But that's fine.
Gave the information, tanked it, slowed down the Razor, allowed them all to catch up with the relocate and everything, and wins his team the fight.
Yeah, we've got a Lincoln's that's going to be picked up for FN very, very soon. He just needs a little bit more gold for that ultimate orb, but that's going to help him avoid getting doomed every single time by this doom. Because like you said earlier, they don't have a whole heck of a lot to go ahead and pop Lincolns. You do have, the Bane spells, obviously, but otherwise they're kind of light on a lot of this.
Yeah, so
definitely
Doom,
a smart pickup for FN.
A toughie. I guess he'll have to try and find something to pop the Lincolns for himself, maybe. Best bet.
What do we have for utility items? Do we have anything like a halberd or? I mean, Solar Crest doesn't pop Lincolns though.
No.
Right, yeah. So they need to find
funny
something.
Funny as that would be.
That would be really, really funny.
The halberd's still really our only big utility item. It has not had a big impact this game though. At least I haven't really caught too many moments where. If Kuman's disabled, I'm sure that it feels like Ursa and TA are just next to each other the whole time. So it's like if one's disabled, the other one's just going through all that burst damage anyway, and they're just focusing down there. What are these treants doing? They're just in the base, just giving information about where the courier is going,
taunting, saying hi to Ursa, like what up? We're just taking a nice tour of your base. Don't worry about us. Ursa doesn't even care. He's just gonna let them hang out there.
I wonder if he came in when he saw the courier was respawning and tried to go for a snipe. I'm guessing that's what it was.
That's possible. Always Want to Fly running right up in front here. There's the relocate immediately over onto the Razor. Followed up. Might have been a little overkill, but kill secured. They're going to go high ground on this. Frost Armor up and running over onto Doom. Maposhka getting into position. They do see him. Oh, look, 3 hits! And there is just no more nice Maposhka ward there at all. Yeah, perfect warding, actually. And they're satisfied with that. They forced a buyback out of the Razor. So Gambit just going to back themselves off. TA maybe try to be a little spooky over here. Sitting melded. I think they know, though. There's a lot of pings coming out. So 2 men just going to go ahead, farm up their jungle, deprive them of these camps.
They're probably going to get themselves this cheese roach as well. Always Want to Fly. He knows it's the key of the game. He's just chilling. knows that the Radiant have a big edge at scouting it. I guess as long as TA comes over here, they can just throw a trap down, but the non-stop treants are going to be rather obnoxious. And always want to fly. Just still sitting here. There it is. Boom.
Oh, the jump forward. He
Grab
pops
the
the
top.
Lincolns.
Yeah, he's going to... Oh.
He was looking for it. He went for the grip there, but...
Oh, it's he was going for the Nightmare. I see. I didn't realize his Fiend's Grip was on cooldown. Unfortunate.
A little bit of armor thrown out here, and they're going to run right into this pit. I mean, Sven, if he can get a really good Stormhammer into God's Strength followed up with Eye of the Storm, there's a lot of stuff that they can do, but this Roche is just melting. He is just butter and a hot knife.
Really was. That
or
was
cheese. Butter and
ridiculous.
cheese and a hot knife, I guess.
Hot cheese knife.
Hot cheese knife? Ooh, that
There,
sounds...
We found it. Just took a while. We got there. Cheese knife, you accidentally left out in the sun. The cheese is kind of there. It starts getting a little hard on the end of the bar, and it's not quite as good.
God, that sounds disgusting now that
But
we're like
sometimes
melting it
cheese
over.
sits out for like a full day. Like sometimes it sits out in like the kitchen all day, and you go to eat it later. It's a little warm, but it kind of tastes a little bit better. You guys ever had cheese like that?
No, that
That is
sounds
a
very
thing.
suspect to me.
That's a thing.
Is that a Canadian
No.
thing?
No. Sometimes if you accidentally leave the cheese out, it tastes like a little bit better. But then you know it goes worse later.
Yeah, but you
sooner.
said that like it was out for like I don't know how long you mean.
No,
by
we're not
out.
doing like sun tea on the window with cheese or something like that. This
I
is,
wasn't
like,
sure. I figured
Canadian
I should
version
ask.
of the deep south. Oh, some sweet tea, some sun tea.
Some
That'd be
sun
great.
cheese. All right, here comes the push forward here. TA, you know she's got that reach, gonna be able to do a lot of damage. There's no creeps in the base right now, I don't think. Yeah, she's just chipping away, just doing some casual sieging. Dreamcoil gets used just on the TA alone. There comes the Arcifer. He jumps in immediately. All of his strength is taken away, though, by this Razor. Nightmare coming out, though. God's Strength is popped. They're looking at Always Want to Fly. And now, Roger, he's a little bit too forward here. TA, she comes back in. They just keep poking and prodding at each other. Lincoln's
There's
gets popped
something
over
about
here
support
onto the
saying
puck.
God's strength.
Oh, there's a jump forward again. BKB comes out. They're ready to commit here. It looks like Roger going to get taken out. No, he's actually going to make it out. Nope. TA, she noticed that he was out and immediately jump forward onto the Razor. Razor does not have buyback right now. This is looking really great for Gambit, and Gambit's going to do it. They're going to take a series off Empire here, so we are tied up 1-1.
All right, if you're looking at Ursa and TA, who's the mop and who's the bucket? Because I think this game, that was all that. They were just, my God. The fight would start either by Ursa just jumping in or Bane just throwing out some spells, and then those two would just go in and absolutely annihilate everyone. I don't know, it looks a little scary. Like,